Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, Mega Crasher is here, and I bring you guys a very epic, and very special, and very different video. It has been a long time since I have done any sort of top 5 or top 10 or any top list videos, not top lists, top list. And I figured we need to bring that kind of video back. So with that being said, I have come up with top 6 potential Mega Evolutions for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon! First generation, baby! So with that being said, let's go! Oh, snap! So the first Pokemon that we got on the list is going to be Mega Starmie. And just look at this design! It looks so cool! I mean, not only is its core in the shape of a big, beautiful red star, but it also has what looks to be coral growing out of its body, which just makes this thing look even cooler. And with that being said, not just from appearance, but from Staryu's Pokedex entry, this thing ought to have that ability Regenerator. Now, hear me out on this. If you guys remember Staryu's Pokedex entry stating that it can regrow any of its limbs that it loses, this thing, it would only make sense for this thing to have that ability Regenerator, because what Regenerator does is upon switching out, you restore 1/3 of your health every time. I think that would be so cool. As for typing, it should remain a water psychic typing, and as for the stats, it should get an incredible boost in its special attack and speed, and have a little bit of a boost in its defense and special defense. But all we can do is speculate, all we can do is fantasize, because we don't know if this is ever going to become a thing. So, like I said, all we can do is speculate. Please, Game Freak, please, I'm begging you. On my knees, baby! You've got to make this happen. So with that being said, let's move on to the next Pokemon! Yeah! So the next Pokemon on the list, it only makes sense. Give Arcanine a Mega Evolution! And this right here is what I would love to see as a Mega Evolution. This thing looks so majestic and so awesome! I mean, regular Arcanine looked majestic and awesome enough, but this just takes the fucking cake. I definitely think that when it comes to its typing, it should have the additional fighting typing, which means that not only will it be a firefighting typing, but close combat will actually get stabbed. As for an ability, it should have a new ability known as Flariate, which turns normal type moves into fire type moves, give them a 30% boost in the power of them, and on top of that, you get stabbed. That means that Flariate boosted extreme speed. Just think about that for a second. Think about how awesome that would be. As for the stats, I think that it should remain fair and balanced, with all of the stats getting a fair buff, but I definitely think that the attack and the speed should get the most of a buff. So with that being said, I hope that you guys love this, but we're just getting started, my friends. So with that being said, let's move on to the next Pokemon! Yeah! The next Pokemon on the list is going to be Mega Executor. Now, Executor needs to have some love. I feel like that Executor is a long-forgotten Pokemon, mostly because of the fact that it has a very bad speed, and Grass and Psychic isn't exactly the most favorable of typings. But I definitely think that with a Mega Evolution on the way, it would definitely rise up in usage and in notability. As for the typing, it should actually convert into a grass and fighting typing. Now hear me out on this. You take a look at the design. It now has hands. And even though they're holding the heads in the hands, I definitely think that this thing can throw hands. So, what do you guys think about a grass fighting typing? And it could learn moves like Close Combat and Drain Punch, as well as Bulk Up. And as for the ability, it should get Iron Fist. That way it can learn not only the likes of Drain Punch as well as the Elemental Punches, but punching moves get a 20% boost in the power of them. So it would just make those moves even more powerful. As for its stats, I definitely think that its special attack should drop and go into the attack stat, and I definitely think that its speed and special defense should also get a boost. But that's just my opinion. If you guys have any better ideas for Mega Executor, I would love to hear them! Woo! With that being said, let's move on! Yeah! Woo! I'm excited, man. I'm so excited! So coming up next is a Pokemon that I feel has a badass design for a Mega Evolution, should this happen. I'm talking about none other than Mega Marowak! Marowak by itself is pretty damn powerful, especially with its signature item, Thick Club. But think of it this way, if it has a Mega Evolution, it will have that much more use in battle. As for the abilities, I have a couple of choices. One, huge power could be a thing, and number two, we could have something like stance change, because if you take a look at what it's holding, on its left arm, it has what looks to be a skull shield, and on its right arm, it has a huge bone club. So I'm thinking with stance change, if it's in defensive mode, it should have sky-high defense and special defense, but once it turns into offense mode, then it has a sky-high attack and special attack. Like I said, as for the abilities, stance change or huge power, as for its typing, I can see it remaining as a pure ground typing. It is a solid, reliable typing, and as for the stats, I definitely think that all of them should get a well-rounded boost. Even speed, even though it's pretty slow, I think that with a little extra speed, it would be able to outpace just the right amount of threats in the OU tier to be able to be a very viable pick in battle. So, with that being said, my friends, I hope you guys like that idea, and let's move on to the next one! So for my next pick, I wanted to see a Mega Poliwrath evolution. Like, this looks so amazing, and I definitely think that this design right here should have been the design, or at least somewhat like this, for regular Poliwrath. But regular Poliwrath looks like it skipped leg day in its entire life. I mean, come on! You can't even give a Pokemon a good pair of legs! Seriously, Game Freak? Oh, I ought to fucking jump through the screen and knee choke you! But before the knee choking commences, let's get on with this. Take a look at this! Mega Poliwrath looks pretty damn awesome. I mean, not only does it have frog-like legs and feet, its gloves are black, and it has different colorations on various parts of its body. As for its typing, it should remain a water fighting typing. As for the abilities, I think Mold Breaker would actually be a pretty damn awesome ability, because you would nullify abilities like Sturdy, like Levitate, and you would just plow right through them regardless of what moves would otherwise have a hard time breaking through those abilities. As for the stats, I would love to see its speed get boosted right up, and its attack stats should also get a buff as well as special defense, making a bulk up set much more viable, and you could even use this thing as a special defensive bulk up set depending on how high the special defense gets buffed up. So with that being said, my friends, we got one more Pokemon to go. You guys hang tight. Woo! So the last Pokemon that we got on the list is going to be Mega Sandslash. Sandslash is a Pokemon that needs a Mega Evolution more than anything else because it is one of the most forgotten Pokemon in competitive battling. This thing is often seen as a very inferior version of Excadrill, but with a Mega Evolution under its belt, I definitely think that I could definitely see its rise to OU and possibly dominate the shit out of it. Just take a look at the typing. It even kind of looks like Excadrill, but we don't want to make this an Excadrill 2.0. Hell to the no. As for the typing, it should remain a pure ground typing, because pure ground is a very reliable and safe typing in my opinion. As for the ability, I would love to see this thing get Tough Claws. That means that moves like Drill Run, moves like X-Scissor, and Poison Jab would get a Tough Claws boost, and this thing would just be so brutally powerful. As for the stats, I think that it should get a huge speed boost, as well as a huge attack boost, and drop the special attack, and put it into the special defense. That way it has a little bit of extra special bulk to work with. But other than that, that's pretty much all I gotta say about Mega Sandslash and about this entire list. Game Freak, if you see this, hear me out. Make this happen, or at least make something happen from one of these Pokemon on this list. I want to see it. And as a matter of fact, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, give us these Mega Evolutions! Yeah! So with that being said, hope you enjoy! Woo! Oh yeah! I hope you guys enjoyed that video and enjoyed that list. And if you have, make sure you fire up a like! And also be sure to rate, comment, share, and subscribe today. Because you already know the deal by now, my friends. When we're a community tightly packed and tightly knit as one, you know, woo, that we shine brighter than the sun and the moon combined. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next upload. Woo! Oh yeah! I am so hyped for this shit, man. I'm so fucking hyped.